What's up, guys? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. First of all, drink your damn water, just like the shirt says. And it is day 20 of the One Big Impact 30-day challenge, which means we got about 10 days left. So first of all, I want to say congratulations to anybody that got involved with the challenge and taking the next step on their level of fitness or exercise or healthy journey. A lot of people don't understand that it is a progressively changing journey, and sometimes it takes you in weird directions. For instance, sometimes when you're on a path to try to better yourself or whatever, whether it is trying to get healthier or trying to eat right, a lot of the times life will creep back in, okay? So I know, I'm sorry, I'm cold. I have to put this shirt on, or this hoodie on. This was actually bought by Jennifer Archie Ness. Thank you. I hardly ever wear it because I don't want it to get dirty. I told her that. She probably doesn't believe it. But I do it I don't wear it because it's really nice and I don't want to mess it up. Although apparently it has hair all over it. So a lot of the times when you're focusing on getting healthy, different things are going to happen in your life, and different things like, for instance, you're trying to get healthy, and all of a sudden, you know, you had somebody in your life that supported your decisions as far as getting healthy, like, for instance, maybe it's your husband or your wife or whatever. Say you start focusing on the gym and you start focusing on maybe you get a trainer or something like that. And the individual in your life that was really supportive begins not being so much supportive anymore. Maybe they don't want to, they don't want you to invest in a trainer, or they don't want you to invest in a gym membership, or maybe maybe you're getting results and they don't like all the attention that you're getting. These things are really real. And you are going to meet life with resistance pretty much on any aspect that you try to. Anytime you try to change something, you're going to meet resistance. So if you think about it, if you've ever been in a car with power steering, you can go in the front in a straight line just perfect, right? But if you try to get around that corner, you don't realize how easy it is with cars with power steering. But if you don't have power steering, that basically inadvertently is the same thing as change. So you're trying to change directions, and what happens? You meet resistance. You don't meet a little bit of resistance, you meet a ton of resistance, and it's really difficult to keep going sometimes. And let's be honest, some people can't turn that wheel. Some people can't, okay? But anybody can if they try hard enough. Now that's a lot like changing your life and getting healthier. A lot of the times the resistance may not necessarily be somebody that's in your life. The resistance could be your own bad habits or your own learned habits. So in order to change these things, you really got to buckle down and face reality. Say, you know what? I've been saying I'm going to get healthy for a while. Maybe you've said it for 6 months and you've been focusing on it kind of here and there. If you're investing really good hard-earned money on whether it's meal prep or whatever, gym clothes, whatever you're investing, your time, anything like that, you really need to focus on getting the most out of it. Be realistic. Say, you know what? I've been on this journey for a while and I'm still not doing what it takes. I'm still not really flipping my switch. Am I really ready for this? Now, I'm not speaking to anybody necessarily in particular, but I will say that we've all crossed this path, including myself. And there's two types of people, and I talk about this a lot on totally different aspects. There's two types of people. One type of person that actually says, or actually does shit, and one person that says they're gonna do shit. The difference between the two is the one that's actually doing shit is too busy doing the shit that they don't have time to talk about it. And the other one is saying that they're gonna do it. That's the person that's posting gym selfies at the gym while they're posting pictures and literally doing nothing. That's the person going like this on the leg press while they're texting. You're not meeting enough resistance. You're not giving yourself enough resistance. You have to focus on this like it is the literal end of the world. If you're wanting to change your life, if you're wanting to make a muscle grow, if you're wanting to lose 10 pounds or 20 pounds or 100 pounds or whatever, you're going to have to create your own mental resistance. You're going to have to realize that, hey, this is going to be fucking hard. This is not going to be easy. Change is not easy. Some change is easy. Going from eating McDonald's to eating at Sonic, fine, whatever, no big deal. Going from eating McDonald's, or whatever, I always use McDonald's and people say, McDonald's is gross. Okay, whatever your restaurant of choice is, whatever. Okay, everybody's got one. But going from that to meal prepping and making sure that you're eating all your meals on time and worrying about nutrient timing and trying to get those things in order and making sure you're active on your days off and stuff like that, it can be a big change. I don't want you to go into these changes saying, hey, I'm going to do everything right now. Because if you do everything right now, you're going to fall apart right now. Change little things at a time. Say, you know what, this week, I'm going to drink a gallon of water every day. Do that. I'm going to drink a gallon of water every day. And I guarantee if you're drinking a gallon of water every day, you're probably not going to be wanting to drink anything else because you're going to be pissing like a racehorse and you're going to be flushing out your system. But drinking plenty of fluids so that you don't have to any other time. Meaning like sodas, alcohol, anything like that. The next week, you could say, you know what? This week, I'm going to focus on meeting my calories. I'm going to focus on meeting my calories. That's it. So last week, I did the water. This week, I'm going to do the calories with the water. No sweat. Simple. And then maybe you're not ready for another change the following week. Fine. Maybe you lost 5 pounds. Whoa. Shocker. It's cool. Fast. It's easy. But don't overwhelm yourself. I like to do all or nothing. I'm in it to win it. I do everything slammed out, done. Not everybody operates like that, okay? Not everybody has the type of ability. I know everybody's not a personal trainer. I know One Big Impact and everything that I do is not everybody's lifestyle, okay? I understand. It's unique to have a lifestyle like that. But it's also not easy. I could train people and I could get on the computer and I could say, you know what? I don't want to go to the gym today. I could say, you know what? People follow me anyway. I can do whatever the fuck I want. What happens? With me specifically, if I start doing things like that, I suffer mentally. I suffer mentally, emotionally, physically, all of those things. And some of you might say, you know what? If I skip a workout, or if I skip eating my meals, or if I skip going out on a Friday night and getting trashed with my friends, if I do that versus waking up Saturday and actually going to work out or something like that, a lot of people will say, well, I'm not hurting anybody, so I can do that, right? Sure, it's really not hurting anybody, and it really doesn't matter. To me, it's not going to affect me necessarily, although I do want to see you succeed. But the important thing is you buy the meals, you pay for the gym membership, you do all these things, and you are suffering as far as like maybe you're paying for something or you're taking the time out of your day to focus on being healthier, you're doing the knowledge, maybe you're taking the challenge, you're doing those things, and then you're only getting mediocre rewards, if anything, if anything. And the problem with that is not necessarily that you're hurting anybody, because you're not even hurting yourself. It's not about that. But what this says is you're basically training yourself to give a lot and get nothing in return. That's a bad system and it's flawed, and it can transfer over into so many different parts of your life. So for instance, say you're in a relationship or something like that and you always give 110%, but the person you're with gives 30. And I'm not saying to go around judging the person you're with or something like that. But if you are giving 110% into these things, and then you do things like you go party and you go and do all these things or whatever, and you eat bad and you're not really focused, but you're giving all those things, but then not really getting what you deserve out of them. It's kind of like you're telling yourself, it's acceptable if I give everything and get nothing in return. I don't think that's a good idea, because, and I'm not saying this is going to happen to everybody, but if you're going to the gym every day, go to the gym every day. If your phone's a distraction to you, put it down, get rid of it. If you're not drinking your water every day, leave your debit card at home. Don't give yourself the ability to purchase anything. Bring a gallon of water with you. There's no other option. You either drink this or you're screwed. Okay? So put things in place for yourself that force you to succeed. Okay? So, for instance, things like packing your lunch, like you're little Jimmy and you're 5 years old and you got to pack your lunch. Bring your lunches. If you don't bring your lunches, don't bring your debit card. So if you don't bring your lunches, you don't get to eat. And you might think, John, you've told us that's a bad idea because then we go into starvation mode. No, there's no we. You got a turd in your pocket? I brought my meals. You want to see my meals? Hold on. This is my meals and my protein shake and everything I need for the entire day, minus 2 meals so far. I woke up 2 hours early to make sure I had that today. I didn't expect anybody to do it. You not eating and going into starvation mode does not affect me. But I promise you, if you put things in place like, hey, if I don't pack my meals, I drop my debit card. I drop my debit card, I leave my cash home, and I suffer through the day. The problem a lot of the times is when you put yourself and your results and everything on a back burner, a lot of the times there's no immediate results or immediate consequences. So a lot of people say, well, it doesn't really matter because if I go eat like shit today, there's no repercussions of it. There is, you're just not seeing them necessarily. And if you're out of shape, oddly enough, look in the mirror. If I look in the mirror, I can tell if I've had one too many cheat meals. If I look in the mirror, by looking at my stretch marks, I can tell I ate like shit for years. But if you're on your journey, and maybe you're newer on your journey, if you look in the mirror and you say, you know what, make an honest reply to yourself. I'm not saying treat yourself like shit or talk to yourself like you're worthless, because you're not. You're worthful, meaning you're amazing. And you're here because you have a chance. But look in the mirror, and I'm not saying take your clothes off or anything, but just look in the mirror and talk to yourself for a minute. Say, you know what? Have you been doing everything you could? Have you? That's my question to you. Have you been doing everything that you can? Put those little tiny things in place that will set you up for wanting to be on track. The problem is, like I said, there's no consequences. People are like, well, I forgot this, I'll go get this. Well, what if you packed your meals and you didn't have any money and you forgot them on the counter? A lot of people say, well, I went to the taco bar, I went to the salad bar, blah, 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 blah. How many times do you see jacked up bodybuilders or fitness experts saying, you know what, sorry, I eat 8 times a day and I forgot 2 meals, so I'm going to go hit the salad bar or blah, 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 blah. You don't do that. And the reason you don't do that is because macronutrients are calculated based off what you need for your body. If somebody's not following a meal plan, they're not getting the best results they can. Maybe they don't need to. Maybe they don't want to. That's fine. Because there's fitness people that are kind of just complacent with where they're at. And that's okay. But if you're trying to get specific results and specifically lose, 10 pounds over the course of like 10 weeks, a pound a week, something like that. What are you doing to achieve it? Are you cutting by 3,500 calories a week? A lot of people are going to say, well, John, I don't like to cut calories. Fine. Are you exercising every day? Are you following a meal plan? Don't cut your calories. Increase your, make your workouts 500 calories burned. Boom, you're in a deficit. 7 times 5, 3,500. There's your deficit. You're fine. I'm not saying go in the gym and go crazy, but make sure you are accounting for that. And say you miss a workout someday. Make yourself a consequence for that. What are you going to do? If you had a cheat day planned, guess what? You don't get it now. You don't get it for another week. Make yourself consequences. The biggest, hardest, most difficult thing that we all suffer with is if we don't do if I don't do me, nobody's going to say I did anything wrong. Start looking at yourself and saying, hey, you know what? I know nobody stops you from going to eat tostadas. I know nobody stops you from going to Filiberto's. I know nobody does this. But, well, I gotta go. That's my talk. Keep up the good work. Be stronger than your excuses. And remember to spread love, not hate. Peace. Be realistic. Bye.